Hit through the right side, RBI base hit, Ryan Jeffers. Twins take the lead, 2-1.
They had a pitch lined to the left center field. That's going to tie it up. As Bell around first base. Ground ball, weekly hit should be 2. Keishel to Lee, back to first in time for the tailor-made double play. Nicely turned.
Byron smashes this ball deep into the left field corner. That one's back towards the fence, and it's off the base of the wall. Byron looping around first, looping towards second. He slides in with a crisp leadoff double.
Today's game was brought to you by Target, proud partner of the Minnesota Twins. Derek Shelton, signing off.
This has been a presentation of the Treasure Island Baseball Network.
Drive Time with DeRusha.
He creates a narrative that is advantageous to him. And frankly, at times it's disturbing.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Pitch swung on and hit high in the air. Deep right center field for Cody Clemens towards the big wall, and it's gone for a game-winning grand slam. And Cody Clemens has fulfilled the prophecy, and the Twins walk off the Royals for the second time in 3 dramatic days. All hail King Cody at home plate as the Twins win it 4-3.
How much fun is this? Come on. Weren't you having fun this afternoon? It's Jason, it's Dan. Welcome to Drive Time. It feels much better at 3:50 than I was feeling around 3:05 when it looked like the Twins couldn't get anything going, but 2 games out of 3, they walk off. And does it get better than a walk-off grand slam? I mean, that is fantastic stuff.
Well, especially being down, not only your final out, but your final strike multiple times.
Yes.
In multiple at-bats.
Hurts after 2. That's what I always say. Hurts after 2.
This is the quintessential beauty of baseball. There's no clock to run out.
That's right.
Right? You have to get 27 outs with the lead, and if you don't do it, you don't win a game. Royals got 26 and couldn't get that 27th, and it cost them.
651-461-9226. I want to give Twins fans or Twins skeptics the last 8 minutes of this hour because the trade deadline's coming. I thought that this year's team was going to lose 85. Some pundits thought they were going to lose 100 games. Now, I'm not buying the ticker tape to get the parade going down 2nd Avenue here in front of the CCO radio building, but this has been fun. Hasn't this season been fun? Has it been fun or not? 651-461-9226. I would characterize this season as not only fun, but way better than I expected. Way better. Dan,
yeah, certainly the results have been better than I think most people expected. I think it's been tough at times watching the bullpen struggle, and
for sure,
the bats have been kind of up and down, mostly up though. But the thing that for me that makes it the most fun is watching this team keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting to the point where you can be down 3-4 runs, obviously late into the 9th inning, and you can still win a ball game. They do not give up, and that's fun to watch.
I believe as a fan, when a team is outperforming what the expectation would be on paper, it is a satisfactory experience, right? It's worse when you look at a team and think like, man, we got a playoff team this year. We got it going. And then they don't perform. When you expect little and get more, it's satisfying. I'm not saying like, let's build the Polad statue. But Tim is in Buffalo on the CCO Talk and Text line. Tim, where are you on this? Better than you anticipated this season? More fun?
The whole season, it's been kind of this up and down. And when you're a loyal Twins fan, it just tugs on your heart when they lose. But days like today, I've never been more excited than when he hit that grand slam. And Cody, it's like watching a kid with the love of the game play. He's come with this fire. I've liked him since he first started playing with the Twins. and it's like watching an excited kid out there play, and he's done above expectations.
You kind of get that when you listen to him too. Dan pulled a little bit of Cody Clemens right after the game.
A lot of fun. I mean, that's stuff that you dream about, stuff like that when you're a little kid. That's what you envision doing. And so that was awesome. Yeah.
And pretty good, Tim. Like, how do you not like that, right?
Oh, totally fun to watch. And this team, the young players like Cody and Brooks Lee and Royce coming back into his own now, and some of these pickups like Kreidler and Roden.
Yeah.
Very, very, very excited.
What do you want to happen by Monday, the trade deadline?
Definitely hang on to our key players, Jeffers and Cody, such as spark plug, and try to get another starting pitcher. Be nice to add a reliever, of course.
Well, Tim, you're not giving anything up though. Now you're that is spoken like a true fan. Let's get some players, but we're not giving anything up.
Well, I didn't say not give anything up. I said just, stay away from Jeffers and Clemens.
No, I'm with you. You can't bargain the future away to get a little bit further this year. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'm saying try to get a couple pieces that will help the core group. But yeah, definitely don't get rid of a lot of our key future players. But yeah, you do have to give up a little bit to try to add a little bit this year. So I'd like to see them try to help a little bit without giving away the farm. So
thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling in. 651-461-9226. Let's go to Steve. Steve in Minneapolis. Grand Slam walk-off home run. It's pretty fun, isn't it, Steve?
Oh, unbelievable, Jason. Yeah, I love the show, man. And just a quick story. My brother, David, we did buried his ashes up at St. Joseph's Catholic Cemetery today at 2. And then he was an enormous Twins fan. And so we went across the way to the Sunshine Factory to watch the end of the game. And just awesome. Awesome.
Man, what a great moment for your family to have that moment of love and that final moment there. And then to go watch the game and see a walk-off grand slam. It's pretty good.
A walk-off grand slam. It's just awesome. So, yeah, have a great day.
I love it. I love that for you. Thanks for calling in and sharing that. Dean in Litchfield. Dean, are you a believer now? What do you think?
I'm getting pretty close. Looks a lot better. I kind of live and die with the Twins, and sometimes it gets so frustrating. And just when you think things are going south, they come through again.
I know it. This is just when you're ready to reclaim your summer. They reel you back in with something like what happened today, don't they?
Right. I just wanted to say that on July 4th, 1961, I was in Metropolitan Stadium when Julio Becerra hit the grand slam to win the game. Bottom of the ninth, 4-2 against the Chicago White Sox, and the Julio Becerra, who's a journeyman player, pinch hit and hit the second pitch over the right field fence.
So what a moment to be able to witness that. And you think about the fans who are still in the stands today, and they'll remember that moment as well. Right. Thanks, Dean. Appreciate it. Gene, you get the last word on this on CCO. How are you feeling?
Thank you. Oh, I am feeling so well. I'm here. I'm listening to the game. I'm just sitting here, and I'm going, okay, they got one hit. And I think someone got hit. Did one of the players get hit and get on base? I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. And then they got walked. And I'm going, okay, now, Cody, you can do it. I go, even a hit. I said, a home run would be a hit, but even a hit. And then he hit a grand slam going, I'm just screaming. My cat's the only one in the house with me. And he didn't wake up. He just said, oh, Gene, come on. But I'm not kidding you. I was so, and then I put it on Facebook. Oh, the Twins won. They walked off. I don't even know what a walk-off means, but that's okay. Thank you, guys. I love you guys.
Thank you, Gene. Appreciate it. So fun. So fun. This is Trevor Plouffe reacting to this moment just after it happened.
I'm packing up, getting ready to go to Seattle. I'm meeting the boys, ready to give them a pump-up speech. 3-0, vibes are bad, no hits, all that stuff. So I kind of I'm not looking at the game. I'm getting ready to go to the airport. get in the car. Cody Clemens walk-off grand slam. Corey Provis with the incredible call. Shelty's birthday. And now I don't need to give a pump-up speech. I just need to give Cody Clemens a hug. Give me 9 of them all day long. I don't know what else there is to say. Twins are hot. Let's go Twins territory.
Pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It is. It is part of the thrill of baseball, right? The unpredictability of these moments. But hearing these personal stories, my gosh, just solid gold from our listeners and the phone calls to get us up to the top of the hour. Laura Oakes is going to give you local news in just a minute. Some sad breaking news from people who love St. Paul history, a candy company, Pearson's. It's been there for more than 110 years. They're closing in September. Where am I going to get my nut rolls? We don't know. Stay right here.
Minnesota's home for headlines, hijinks, and home runs. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis-St. Paul.
From ABC News. Davis, anchor prime streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. Money lost, money made after the worst day for the Dow in more than a year. It made back more than half those losses today. The Dow gaining 614 points even as the Iran war drags on and with energy markets in turmoil. What made the market move is Microsoft. Its earnings, the best in 18 years because investors finally see AI spending translating into profits. President Trump says he may withdraw Todd Blanche's nomination for Attorney General because of opposition from 2 senators in his own party. John Cornyn and Tom Tillis are blocking a vote over Trump's immunity deal with the IRS. But there's late news from the Capitol and ABC's Catherine Falders.
For the first time this week, after many canceled meetings, that acting Attorney General Todd Blanche did, in fact, meet with Cornyn and Tillis. Just moments ago, the meeting did not happen here on Capitol Hill. It was off campus, so out of view. Despite being outside the senator's offices. So we didn't see the meeting occur, but they have met. I'm also told by sources that they believe they are closer. What that means is unclear at this point, considering there's been a great deal of back and forth. But the reality is the Senate here is gone. So they would have to get this done on Monday, and then maybe they could get Blanche confirmed by the August recess, which begins next week.
Cyber attacks are being reported in more than 30 water plants across Minnesota. State and federal authorities are looking into whether Iran could be behind the attacks. The FBI says it is aware of the attacks on Sunday and Monday, but did not assign blame. Ukraine says a recent attack by Russia used a North Korean missile for the first time. A Georgia father who ignored warning signs before his son shot up Appalachia High School, killing 4 people, gets 15 years in prison. The judge telling the dad,
"You did not provide a stable household. You did not have things in check with Marcy's issues and what the kids were being exposed to."
The teen used a rifle his dad gave him for Christmas. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly cloudy, 88 degrees at 4:02. I'm Laura Oakes. As Jason mentioned, word today that a longtime St. Paul institution is permanently closing due to what is officially being called a lack of financial sustainability to continue operations. Pearson's Candy Company on West 7th Street has informed the state it is shutting down its plant and laying off approximately 80 employees effective September 28th. All employees have been notified. Pearson's was founded in 1909 by Edward Pearson and his 4 brothers. Their first big hit was the Nut Goody, unveiled in 1912, followed by the classic Salted Nut Roll in 1933. Pearson's was sold to the Annabelle Candy Company in Hayward, California in 2022. The second time was the charm for Minneapolis's new fire chief. Mayor Jacob Fry's nominee, Dr. Reginald Freeman, applied for the job 5 years ago, but was passed over for recently retired chief Brian Tyner. Fry says the fact that Freeman kept trying for the job speaks to his character.
Someone who steps up, fails to get the nomination, and steps up again signals someone that has commitment to this city and really wants to be here.
Some council members expressed reservations over Freeman's previous experience and leadership abilities and a 2022 harassment lawsuit during his previous tenure as Hartford, Connecticut fire chief. As we heard on ABC News, Iran may have been behind this week's cyber attack on dozens of municipal water systems in Minnesota. That's according to a report in the New York Times, which cites 3 anonymous state officials who were briefed on the investigation. The FBI also saying several clues point to Iran's involvement, including Tehran's recent interest in targeting the U.S. water supply, and that the attack appeared focused on disruption rather than financial gain. A very special day in Eden Prairie today as Carolina Hurricanes forward and EP native Jackson Blake returned with the most revered trophy in pro sports, Lord Stanley's Cup. The line to see the two stretched around the Eden Prairie Community Center with most people waiting in line for 2 hours. Jackson's dad, Jason Blake.
It's hard to put in words because at the end of the day, it's something that I chased for a long time. And to watch your kid do it, you always want your kids to do better than you in life, whatever they decide to do. And obviously for him playing a sport that I played and getting to the level where I got and even exceeding that, it's been a dream come true.
As is tradition, Jason says he'll be drinking out of the cup. He's just not sure what that beverage will be. You heard it here on your radio home for the Minnesota Twins.
And the pitch swung on and hit high in the air. Deep right center field for Cody Clemens towards the big wall, and it's gone for a game-winning grand slam. And Cody Clemens has fulfilled the prophecy, and the Twins walk off the Royals for the second time in 3 dramatic days.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get with this team. The Twins had been trailing the Royals 3-0 for most of the game until that walk-off grand slam. The Twins are now 2.5 games out of first place in the AL Central and 1 game back in the wild card standings. They're now off to Seattle for a weekend series with the Mariners, pregame at 8:30 tomorrow night, right here on CCO. And WCCO News Times, 4:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
694 westbound near Victoria Street. It's an injury crash. It has a left lane shut down. Traffic is stop and go and backed up into the Commons area with 35E. If you're going to be traveling East 94, use caution on the ramp to South 52. Got an accident working at the end of the ramp off to the left side. South 35E, watching slowdowns there as move past Victoria Street, heading down toward West 7th with a crash off to the right side. That should clear shortly, but again, traffic is already jammed up in that area. Jerry Peterson, New Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
The rain to the west moves over the Twin Cities overnight tonight. We'll fall back to 70. Scattered showers possible tomorrow. Steadier rain early, light showers in the afternoon, and then moving out in the evening. 77 will be the afternoon high. This weekend looks pretty glorious. Sunny and 85 both weekend days.
Mostly cloudy right now, 88 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Built on facts, powered by curiosity. News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
Sad deal about Pearson's. I did a story over at the Pearson's candy factory in St. Paul a number of years ago, and they wouldn't let me shoot video of the machinery that actually created the nut roll. So it was proprietary. I'm like, I think people sort of get the idea, right? You get the nougat in the middle and you somehow like wrap the peanuts all around it. Well, can't show that. Like, really? I don't know what's going on in the candy world. Are people eating less candy and less of this heritage candy? I don't know. Sad though. It's around for 110 years. This is the thing about some of this stuff, man. Around for 110 years, and then it ends with a letter to a state agency. Boom. Gone. Now, we don't know. I did reach out, and Laura mentioned they were purchased by Annabelle. I don't know, some other candy company. And then I'm pretty sure that Annabelle was purchased by a company called Promise. And Promise, I think, shut down Annabelle, too. There were rumors they were going to close this St. Paul thing. I don't know. Everybody in the immediate moments, everybody wants to give their it's because of Minnesota business policies, or it's the union wages, or If you idiots in 15 minutes can diagnose why a business shuts down, you should become a consultant. Because, I mean, it is hilarious. Whatever closes, whenever I post about it, immediately Larry Bunch of Numbers with a picture of a turtle as his profile picture absolutely has diagnosed the scenario. Well, Jason, if it's the paid leave policy. Like, all right. Yeah, that's it. Like, okay. I mean, yes, all these things add up. All these things are factors, but like, do you guys really believe this nonsense that you just immediately belch out? Well, this is the answer. Like, take 2 seconds and think about it. I don't know. Can I tell you why Pearson's is closing its manufacturing plant? Well, I can tell you that most candy companies are owned by mega international operations. So I bet it's pretty tough to be like a little factory up on West 7th in St. Paul. That's probably tough. You're probably swimming upstream for the last 50 years of your existence. I don't know. Is that a factor? Probably not. It's the union. It's probably the union wage. Tim Walls. Oh, my God. You guys just can't help yourself but play the hits. Welcome. Welcome to Drive Time. This is what happens when I read my replies on social media right before I start the segment. You guys the other day were asking for me to share Jason's social media comments as an ongoing segment on this show. I don't know if you really want that. I don't know if my blood pressure can handle it. I wanted to start this hour with DAZN'd and Confused, the new streaming atmosphere for sports fans, and your tolerance for how many things you're willing to pay for. Because I've hit my limit. I just don't want to subscribe to another damn thing. I don't want to subscribe to anything else. Sports fans have been screaming for better streaming options, and they are about to get them. But are you willing to pay for them? The newest from the Timberwolves today. Have you had enough of these options? I feel overwhelmed. I feel overextended in the credit card for all of the things that I'm signed up for. Am I alone on this? 651-461-9226. The news today is that the Minnesota Timberwolves, which they had to find someone. I am disappointed that the Timberwolves went with, now what is this thing called, Dan? I like to call it DAZN, DAZN. I thought it was DAZN. And then I thought it'd be real clever to say like DAZN'd and Confused.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's pretty good radio right there, isn't it?
Unfortunately, the company would rather you call it DAZN.
Come on now.
That's what they go with.
DAZN is
I know.
pronounced.
What kind of corporation would take a word that's usually spelled one way and spell it a completely different way and then try to have to explain it to everybody every time they use it? I mean, that would be silly to work for a company like that, wouldn't it?
You can send us an email or a voice message on the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY. So DAZN would like to buy a vowel, by the way. No, they have one, the DA. Why did they get rid of the O and the E and they left the A? Why not just DZN?
Because it's hip.
Well, it'd be hipper if you got rid of the A.
And AI told them to.
DZN. I become distracted. So DAZN is what you have to subscribe to if you want to watch the Timberwolves on TV. So I made a list of all of the things. Now, that's not going to complete your Timberwolves experience, by the way. If you've got DAZN'd, is it pronounced DAZN'd?
I don't think so.
If you have the explosive DAZN, if you've got explosive DAZN, you get like 40 Timberwolves games, and then the rest of them are going to be on like all the other things. It'll be on, you'll have it on the NBC, probably on Amazon, I don't know who all has NBA games. Who doesn't? Do you stream any on like the Dan Cook YouTube channel now?
NBA games?
Pastor Dan, do you have any NBA games?
No. But I'm not an NBA fan, so. And I think ultimately that's what this all comes down to, the fracturing of the markets, is people don't want to pay for stuff that they don't want to watch. We had the cable and the satellite models where everybody was paying these fees together to subsidize it for the smaller group of people that actually wanted to watch all the sports stuff. And that's just not how it's going to work anymore.
But if you want to watch the Timberwolves, you not only have to get DAZN, you might need Amazon Prime Video. You might need Peacock if you want to stream a game that's on NBC. You might need ESPN to stream that. So now you've got, Hulu. Does Hulu get any of these? I don't know. Like, it seems like they like to sell these off little packages to everybody. And I get it. The leagues need this money to pay $1 gazillion to Anthony Edwards. And I get it. And I used to pay $9 a month to get Bally's on my TV, and it was great.
The teams don't need the $1 gazillion to pay Anthony Edwards. They need the $1 gazillion so their owners can have valuations of the franchise in the tens of billions of dollars. That's why they fracture all these TV contracts, because it ups the valuation of the franchise.
If you are a Minnesota sports fan, you got DAZN for the links, and those are all free.
Victory Plus.
Oh, that's Victory Plus?
Victory Plus is the links.
Golly, I had to download that onto my smart TV.
But it's free.
Can I get someone who can set up my TV with all of the things I need? Is that a service?
His name is Sam, and I'm sure he'd be happy to do it.
So I've got, I forgot. It's a totally different thing. Why do we need two different things? One for the links and one for the...
Don't give him any ideas. The links one is free.
So the links is Victory Plus.
Yes.
Is that related to Victory Sports?
No.
The old Twins thing?
It has nothing to do with that.
Do I sound like Andy Rooney in
You
this
have
scenario?
a little bit of the old going on right now. Yeah, I gotta be honest.
But this is all well and good if you are a fan of one team. It's great if you're a Twins fan, you get twins.tv, which is also on, like, I get that on my DirecTV. So it's great. Like, I get the Twins through DirecTV. Everybody's happy. You pay for Twins TV, right?
Yeah, because I don't have cable or
satellite.
No, nothing.
So Twins get twins.tv. Wild fans, we don't have a name for the new Wild network. They were calling it the Minnesota Wild's multimedia.
Yeah, they're going to have to come up with a better name than that.
It'll probably be like what the NHL is, like NHL Power Play or something like that, I think is what their thing is called.
Sure.
And so I assume it'll be something like that, Wild Power Play. Fine.
Something like that.
But
and it'll be interesting to see their pricing tiers, because you're seeing some suggestions that it could be similar to what the Twins charge. But Twins, you're getting essentially 162 minus national games and whatever, minus the Apple TV games, minus obviously the
Well,
Field of
that's the
Dreams
thing.
game.
Some of the Wild games.
But even say it's 155 games that you're getting.
Yeah.
Wild, you're getting 81 minus national TV games too. So if they charge the same thing the Twins charge, I'd be upset if I was a huge Wild fan. And same with the Timberwolves.
Yeah, because you're only getting.
You're not getting the same level of content.
Now the Wild. So if you pay for the Wild bit, you get the games that are not on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Plus, Hulu, or TNT. Here's where this drives me nuts, because I like to go to Parlor on West 7th and have a cocktail and watch a game. And more often, when I'm at a bar, if it's not a sports bar like a Tom Reed's or a Tom's Watch Bar or, some of those spots, General Sports Bar coming to 50th in France, I'm sure they will pony up and figure out some way to have all this stuff. But your regular bar that has a couple of TVs, that multiple times I've been at the bar asking, hey, do you have this game? And instead I'm watching like cornhole, or I was
on
watching
ESPN 12.
Summer League NBA basketball the other day.
Catch the fever.
And I was trying to watch the Twins game. I'm like, do you have the Twins? They're like, no. It's annoying. And I have no optimism that there's any relief coming to a fan. You feel like the owners are giving the middle finger to you, the fan, because they're hoovering up money. And sometimes it's the league, not the local owner, but they're selling these rights off to so many different things where you're like, I do not want to subscribe to Peacock. I mean, think of what you need. Peacock, whatever your team's thing is now. ESPN, maybe you don't need ESPN anymore.
I don't have ESPN.
Like, what do you get rid of? ESPN. I guess I would get rid of ESPN. Yeah. I could probably get rid of DirecTV. But you know what was probably cheaper than all of this stuff? DirecTV is very annoying. And the one sport that most Minnesotans actually care about and want to see is on CBS or Fox for free every Sunday.
The NFL model is still the best model. It just doesn't really work given the limited amount of content that they have, which makes the price go up. It doesn't work if you're dealing with 81 game or 82 game seasons, or I think NHL's going to 84. Twins, obviously, Major League Baseball 162. It just, that doesn't scale that way. And viewers have clearly decided that the cable and satellite model doesn't work for them anymore. So that's what sunk the regional TV networks, which is where all of these leagues have built so much of their revenue streams on. So they're all scrambling to try and figure out, how do we do this when it's a streaming world? And nobody I think has really figured out the model yet. And so, it leaves fans, of all these sports in the lurch trying to figure out, what they can afford and how they can afford it and how it's all going to work.
What streaming services do you pay for? 651-461-9226. We'll talk about that when we come back here on Drive Time.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman's stainless steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear.
It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples. That was easy. Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
So when do you need to start thinking about a will? Find out at gutmanlaw.com. What is a living trust, and do you need this? Find out at gutmanlaw.com. What about a power of attorney or probate? We'll get all the answers to your questions when you schedule a free attorney consultation at, gutmanlaw.com. It's Jordana. And I didn't know the first thing about wills, living trusts, estate planning, but I didn't need to. All I did was reach out to my friend Matt Gutman and his partner Jamie Ref Wagner. This is their focus: wills, trust, probate, estate plans. Now knowing that my loved ones will be taken care of no matter what helps me sleep at night. Don't wait until it's too late to get these things taken care of. You can schedule a free, no-hassle consultation right on the website. Say it with me, gutmanlaw.com. Gutmanlaw.com, giving you peace of mind today for tomorrow. It's not just a slogan. I sleep better at night now that I have my estate plan in place. Thanks to Matt Gutman and Jamie.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jack Daniels got a history. There's a party
Twins with a walk-off grand slam victory over Kansas City today at Target Field. Great way to end this very short 3-game homestand as the Twins. This weekend too. Yeah, well, I don't like to think about the games over the weekend. They were not so good. But the short homestand ends. The Twins go on the road. Are they off tomorrow or do they play tomorrow?
No, they're in Seattle tomorrow night. They'll play 8:30 pregame, 9 o'clock first pitch right here on A3 WCCO.
Very nice.
Yes. Little late night baseball.
Late night baseball. That belongs on AM. You have your AM
Absolutely.
radio. Got your little backyard. Although hopefully we get some rain tomorrow, right? We need some rain.
But the AM radio signal sails at night. Less interference.
We're talking about the absolute chaos of streaming options. Lots of texts coming in. It's 651-461-9226. Texter says, Jason, I'm still irritated, be the cleaned up way, that I have to subscribe to Netflix just to get the Twins Field of Dreams game. It is irritating, right? It's irritating.
If you don't have Netflix,
I feel like you're very understanding of this chaos.
Well, because I think this
But
is.
you just opt out, right?
That's just it. I mean, I don't care that much about Timberwolves and Wild games. So the fact that I miss those,
right?
Oh well, it's not a big deal. I pay for the Twins because I care about baseball and I want to see baseball games.
And the price was right.
And the price is doable.
I think it's a fair price.
$100 for a season is very doable. I mean, the Twins hit the nail on the head with that price. Now that is that going to have to change for them to make their revenue streams work? I don't know. We'll see. I think where we're headed ultimately is that these leagues are going to bundle all of their games up together, their local feeds, and then you're going to get one of these streamers who's going to say, "Yeah, I'll take the baseball package, or I'll take the basketball package, whatever it is." I think that's where we're headed.
And you get everything. Would you?
No, but I think it's going to be via a Netflix or an Amazon or a DAZN or something like that, where you're going to go to do the package. Everything's going to be together, and the bundling of it is going to make greater value for that streaming service as opposed to it being all over the place like this.
What I don't like about the way this goes is that now I'm a hometown guy. My teams are all the Minnesota teams.
Right.
That's it. And I like all of the teams. I would like to watch all of the teams. What I think has changed in the world today as people are mobile and moving around the country because of the internet, they hang on to their old teams.
Mm-hmm.
They hang on to either their hometown teams, the team in their college market, whatever it is. And they want to watch their team. And I feel for our Green Bay Packer fans who live in Western Wisconsin.
Yep.
Now, first of all, I feel for them for being so misguided for being a Green Bay Packers fan.
That happens, but yeah.
It happens, and you're in, the Brewers fans who live in River Falls or Hudson.
Yeah.
And they should be able to watch their team. It should be easier. It should be easier. And a texter pointed out that even like they listen to Twins games on our Odyssey app. And when you're road tripping from Cedar Point to Canada, they said that, they weren't able to listen to the Twins.
You drive out of the market.
You're out of the market.
Yep.
And I do wonder if that changes at some point.
Maybe.
Because there are just so many more mobile people. The idea that this is your home base, it's the predominant fan group, but does it change when you don't have regional sports networks that need their protection?
That's when it's partially it's regional sports networks. The reason that you can't get the radio signal when you drive out of market is because MLB offers a package for a very small fee where you can get all the radio feeds from out of market. And they've done that for TV, obviously, for a long, long time. The same kind of deal where you get the baseball package or you get the football package. So out of market, it's that blackout in market thing. That's
if you're going to travel.
If you're going to travel and you want to listen to those feeds, that's kind of how it works. Now, again, is that something that can be solved with bundling again? It's sort of weird that we had everything bundled, we've pulled it all apart, and now we're putting it back together again. But the old model failed. I mean, it just did. So we're going to figure out what the new thing is. I'm not as annoyed, like you mentioned, the Field of Dream games being on Netflix, but that's because I already subscribed to Netflix. And I think that's what you wind up with a lot of people is if you're just a streaming person, if you don't have the YouTube TVs or you don't have cable or satellite, you don't have any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You hunt and pick. And so I have Netflix and I have Amazon Prime and I pay for TwinsTV. So as long as stuff hits those, I'm good. But when something shows up on Peacock, because I don't subscribe to Peacock, that I want to see, well, now I'm out. Now I've got to decide, do I want to spend the extra money for that month of Peacock or do I just want to miss that game? And again, especially when you're dealing with baseball and it's 162 games, if I miss one or two here or there, it's not the end of the world.
Do you find yourself watching less sports today than maybe you did 10 years ago when it was more
definitely.
one stop?
Definitely. Because I would, because I had Wolves games, Wild games, ESPN college football
Just
games because
on.
all
You
that
just
stuff was just
watch
on.
it.
You could just as you flipping around, oh, I'll watch a little bit of this. And obviously, I just don't do any of that anymore.
But we didn't need to stream back then. You didn't want to watch it on a device. You were just watching,
you were watching
it on TV.
Yeah.
See, it's you damn young people who want to stream everything that have screwed this up for all of us. When you just got it hooked up to your TV in your living room, everybody was happy. No one complained about this
Well,
stuff.
clearly, not everybody was.
It was
happy
just
because
Michael
it
Rand
changed.
was the only one complaining about this for more than a decade, and Rand got what he damn wanted. And I hope the Star Tribune is paying for all of these stupid subscriptions that you need.
You could probably just write them off for tax purposes, right?
Write off. It's not like that eliminates it down to zero. Mr. Dude on X says, I've been watching boxing on DAZN for years. I'm not going to say DAZN anymore. Today's the last day.
Okay.
DAZN. I've been watching boxing on DAZN for years, and so glad that the Wolves are on there now too.
Yeah. Now, as I understand it, there is so DAZN is like $35 a month or something in that range, and the Wolves package is an additional. I don't know if it's additional for DAZN subscribers, but you can also get just the Wolves package. You don't have to necessarily pay the full 35.
Right.
It'll
Just
be
give me
something
more
less than
options.
that. Right.
Make it
Just make it
even
that much more complicated for the olds like you. So
it will be interesting where Comcast will land, says a texter. I think they might be the biggest loser in this.
I mean, I think all of the cable and satellite companies.
And I don't think DAZN, whereas TwinsTV, part of their announcement was that they were looking for placement on cable and satellite, and
Which
they
they got.
did.
Yep.
I don't think DAZN is doing that.
No, they've already clarified that won't be part of it. The WildTV programming may still wind up in a package like that. They're exploring that.
Wild multimedia.
Well, and remember, it came down kind of the last day before TwinsTV launched, before they actually had that all placed. So
at a certain point, for me, if you lose all of these local sports things, I don't need DirecTV.
it's just it. It makes, and that's what I'm saying. All the
I
cable
have
and
an
satellite
HD
companies.
TV antenna.
I do too.
I don't love it. You know what I like better? Pressing 4, and then came channel 4 instead of like,
we're getting
11 doesn't look so good. I better go move my
the
antenna.
We're getting a lot of text too about VC boxes, which are these streaming boxes that you can buy of questionable legality, I would say.
Texters have characterized the VEESEE box as of legality and yet questionable morality or ethically.
Yeah, ethically. So the bottom line, it's not like it's a crime or anything, but if a Netflix or one of these other streamers is able to figure out that you're using one of these things, they can cancel your account. But this is a workaround to all of that stuff. So it's essentially an internet box that is able to go on and find all the quote unquote illegal streams on the internet and then give you access to basically everything for essentially just the price of the box and your internet connection.
Well, I hope you've all enjoyed Grandpa Jason and Uncle Dan.
I'm trying.
Explain streaming. I do like this. The texter said the Loons give a free Apple TV account to all season ticket holders. I have heard quite a bit of pushback from Timberwolves season ticket holders who absorbed a pretty big price increase last year.
It would be a smart move for the teams to do. All the teams.
Yeah.
Should do something like that.
If you're a season ticket holder, here's a free subscription. Of course, are you in a financial situation to give up 12 or 15,000 likely subscribers? Those season ticket holders are likely to pay the $100.
I wound up with some wild tickets last year and got an email for an offer of 1 month of free FSN or whatever it was called.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
The regional network streaming. So they're certainly exploring stuff like this.
It's interesting. I feel for the teams trying to sort all this stuff out.
It's tough. It's tough, but it's just, the world's changed. You got to adapt to it.
Well, that's a crappy attitude, Dan Cook. That kills this show. I do not have to adapt to anything.
Well, I know. I'm waiting for you to say that. But here's the reality. The world's changed. You can go along with it, or you can sit and, pound your fist on the table and shake your fist at the clouds and, kick your fit.
That's what I'm doing.
This is what's happening.
That's called.
Come on with us, Jason.
Talk radio.
It's 2026. Come on with
Let's
us.
talk blizzards. Dairy Queen blizzards. I need to know your favorite because today is Miracle Treat Day. Your favorite DQ blizzard. We've got a couple of experts. We'll talk about what your blizzard today goes to do. Lots of good with Dairy Queen locally. They're not shutting it down like Pearson's did. Dairy Queen in DeRusha Eats in just a minute here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
J.H. and Sons at the Galleria in Edina would love to see you out at their shop. It's Jason here for my men's clothing connection. These are my stylists, if you think about it. The team at J.H. and Sons, Alicia and Bryce and Chuck. You got to get out to this store. It's absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous store inside the Galleria. Jeff Halberstadt has done something special. His family started Halberstadt's in St. Cloud more than 50 years ago. They were the spot for men in this part of the state to look great. Today, Jeff and his sons are building a next generation, high quality, premium menswear home. And they're doing it right at the Galleria in Edina. Now, service is hard to come by these days, right? Try to find a store that they know what's going on in your life. They know what's important. They know how to dress you. They know what looks good on you. All of that is part of the price of admission at J.H. and Sons. It's just expected. You're going to feel the difference from the people right when you walk in that place. You really will. I just got fully outfitted for our vacation to Mexico with great sort of relaxing nightwear at J.H. and Sons. If you're going back to the office a little more frequently in the fall, I would get over there. You got a wedding coming or a special event, a gala, whatever the case may be, get to J.H. and Sons and tell them you heard about it on CCO. Sign up for their email list, VIP email list. You'll be the first to know about sales and special events. That's at jhandsons.com.
Listen, you can get your news and info literally anywhere.
Fortune cookie? It says avoid 494 unless your heart is pure.
My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this guy who knows this kid who's going with a girl who says the governor controls snow days with a laser.
When my left knee hurts, it means breaking news. Right knee means somebody touched the thermostat.
Or you could learn what's really going on by staying right here. News, weather, traffic, and smart conversation from voices you know and trust. News Talk 830 WCCO.
Lisa Damuth, a Republican who delivers results.
And I led the charge in rooting out billions in fraud and waste.
To stop the fraud, you need a governor who won't back down. Lisa gets the job done.
This one right here.
To make Minnesota affordable again.
Which one? This one?
Fraud.
That one wasn't working.
Lisa Damuth knows to create good-paying jobs for Americans, we must stop to illegal aliens.
I led the way to end taxpayer funding of health care for illegal immigrants.
In the legislature, Republican Lisa Damuth fought the fraudsters. Now, Lisa Damuth's running for governor.
Let's start our Minnesota comeback right here and right now.
America's PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by America's PAC and not authorized by any other candidate.
It's been a day.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Your storage in West
Crash
St.
up on
Paul.
Highway 10 westbound area, Brown Lake Boulevard, looking for it now. Traffic's already jammed.
Yeah,
up.
I've been there
Come up
22
from Hanson
years.
Boulevard.
Really?
Yeah.
694
Oh my
westbound
God.
near Victoria Street crash there has been cleared. Still slow. Those come away from 35E if you're traveling on 35E southbound. Got some slowdowns there as midway past Randolph down to West 7th and 494
Dan, I'll
westbound
turn your
jammed up.
microphones
East Bush
off
Lake
and
Road
on. It's sort of
235
weird
W.
since I'm kind of
Jerry
hard to
Peterson,
speak.
News Talk
Oh, yeah.
830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
It's been hot, and man, I hope we're getting some rain. Let's get the forecast from Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Finally, some rain to talk about. It's moving from west to east. We'll see some steady rain overnight into tomorrow morning. 70 the overnight low, only a high of 77 tomorrow. The scattered showers will be heavier early in the day and then clearing out in the evening. Saturday and Sunday look really nice. Sunshine, highs in the mid-80s and not too humid.
Right now in downtown Minneapolis, where so many of us went nuts when the Twins had that walk-off grand slam at Target Field, 89 degrees and cloudy, a little windy on CCO.
Drive time with DeRusha
Weird. It was startling. It's a little scary.
on News Talk 830 WCCO. DeRusha, he has the eats.
Nobody brings you the Twin Cities restaurant scene like your favorite foodie. Now, Jason explores some of the great chefs, owners, and stories right in our own backyard. Drive Time now transitions into DeRusha Eats.
DeRusha Eats, brought to you by the Minnesota Pork Board, and today is Miracle Treat Day. It's an important fundraiser here in the Twin Cities that benefits one of my favorite institutions in this state, Gillette Children's. But DQ, I think, is one of all of our favorite institutions in this state, headquartered right in the Twin Cities. In the blizzard, it doesn't get better than the blizzard. I've asked you to text in at 651-461-9226, your absolute favorite blizzard, because my friend Katie Elfstrom, who runs communications and public relations at International DQ, is with us in studio, along with Danny DAZN'd, who is the franchisee, the owner, the operator of the Dairy Queen in West St. Paul, right?
Yep, West St. Paul.
How crazy is this day? And get real close to the microphone. Pull it right to your mouth there, Danny. There you go.
Okay.
Excellent. People are afraid of a microphone. No fear. No fear. If you run a restaurant, you can handle this. Well, how is today at the DQ in West St. Paul?
It's busy. It is really busy, but it's for a great cause, so we'll take it.
Katie, tell us just how important Miracle Treat Day is for DQ and for the Children's Miracle Network.
Yeah, it's the sweetest day to buy a Blizzard treat.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, because every Blizzard, and this is nationwide, so every Blizzard treat, $1 or more, goes to CMN, so Children's Miracle Network. And they do amazing work through all the CMN hospitals across the country. So raising funds, it goes directly to your local CMN hospital here in the Twin Cities. That's Gillette Children's, to help support both in the care that they provide, help support families as they're paying for the care that they need, and also to research. So all sorts of great things just for getting a blizzard.
It's pretty crazy when you think about it, like the massive impact that do you know how many DQs there are around the country?
Yes, over 3,000.
So you think about $1 per blizzard times 3,000 times how many you're going to go through. I mean, that's a crazy. Do you know how many in West St. Paul you'll end up selling today?
Ooh, I don't know. If I had just a rough guess, maybe, I don't know. I'm just going to throw like 600 out there. What is the number?
Yeah. What is the number one blizzard at your store? What flavor do people like the most?
Ooh, right now, I feel like the Oreo Blizzard treat is always a big hit.
Lots of text coming in about Oreo. Oreo Blizzard treat is like the dentist nightmare. There's nothing that's getting stuck in your teeth more than the Oreo Blizzard.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite, Danny?
Currently my favorite is the cotton candy. It's the child in me. I love the
I've
cotton
had
candy
the cotton
blizzard
candy
treat.
blizzard. It is good.
Yes, that's currently my favorite. After that, I'd say I just go back to the Oreo too, the Oreo blizzard treat.
What's your story, Danny? How did you end up at the DQ in West St. Paul and as a franchise owner?
So I'm currently the general manager.
You're the
Yes,
GM, sorry.
yes,
Yes, I promoted you to own it.
It's all right. One day. So I started there when I was 14. I've been at that location for 22 years.
Wait a minute. You started at 14?
Yes.
At that same store?
Yes.
Whoa.
And I've
Do
been-
you live near there?
Yeah, I'm 5 minutes away.
So did you ride your bike when you were a kid or what?
I think at that time I was walking, and then parent drop off, parent pick up, and
That's so cool. Like, I mean, how many 14-year-olds are out there even working at all?
yeah, that part.
What made you want to do it?
Actually, I had a friend that worked there and kind of dragged me in, and I've been there ever since.
Yeah, it's more fun with a friend, right?
Yeah, I've outlasted everybody, but there's a lot of new faces, and the kids and adults that we have working there are fantastic, and it's like a family.
So you started at 14. How many years have you been there?
22 years.
22 years.
Don't do the math on my age.
I don't know. You still look like you're in your 20s.
Thank you.
I don't know. So, what's been the best thing about working there?
The best thing about working there for me personally is all the new hires that we have. They're usually from the younger age group. It's just nice to kind of have them come in, show them what's expected of them, teach them what happens in their first job, how to manage the responsibilities and things like that. And if they stay, then that's great. If they don't, we've showed them something they could take somewhere else and build their future on.
It's so interesting because, yesterday on the show, we had people calling up, sort of bellyaching about the younger generation. The kids, which, whatever, that's a tale as old as time, right? Like, people were bellyaching about you when you started working. You're a millennial, probably, young millennial.
Yep.
Yeah, in Gen X, like, oh, we were the slacker generation. Like, everybody was, we're the whatever. Like, no one thought we ever wanted to work. You see that different side. I'm sure you see some kids where it's like, oh, this kid doesn't know what it's like to work.
Oh yeah, we've seen them all.
But you probably see some where you're like, man, this kid is really going to get it.
Oh yeah, that is why I've seen kids that have left and went to college that I wish they would have just stayed forever with me because they were great.
Yeah.
We've seen all sides of that story.
That's pretty cool. When you first started, what was the hardest treat to make? Was it getting that soft serve cone just right? Or the blizzard? Is it hard to make a blizzard?
The cone is hard.
The soft serve cone is probably the hardest thing to do. To get that curl on there, to get the weight. It's a lot easier to look at it and you think you got it, and then when you try it, you do not have it at all.
I worked at a swimming pool concession stand when I was a kid, and we had a frozen yogurt soft serve machine, and like getting that curlicue right, just a little
Yeah.
at the top. Like when you nailed it, you're like, it's gonna be a good day.
Oh yeah, and a lot of customers when they see that curl, they get excited as well.
Katie Elstrom and Danny Distad from Dairy Queen with us. Katie, what's your favorite blizzard?
I think right now is the s'mores. It's
s'mores,
just such a classic summer treat.
Mayor Jimmy Francis from St. Paul texted in from South St. Paul. Said he is currently in line for the blizzard. At West St. Paul.
Awesome.
Text is like Heath Bar. Chris in Farmington says Heath Bar blizzard is his favorite. Another texter says Reese's peanut butter cup with extra peanut butter sauce. Are you allowed to make your request to these things?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, pecan pie says a texter. They missed that one. People, there are always ones that they miss, right, Katie?
Yep.
Like mine, I love the Choco Cherry. There was a Choco Cherry Love.
Yeah.
But before that, there was it was almost like a shell of chocolate, and then cherry, and then the blizzard. That was my favorite. But obviously, it doesn't sell, right? Like that's how you guys decide.
No.
Oh, come on!
Yeah.
You're like whatever sells. That's
No.
Right?
We have so many. We're always trying new flavors, and there's 170 blizzard flavors that have been created over. So
seriously, over all the years?
Over all the years.
Oh my god!
So there's always new ones.
Are there ones you missed, Danny, that are gone?
Yes. My favorite prior that's gone is the banana cream pie blizzard. That was my favorite. That was there when I started, and I'm just waiting for it to come back one day.
Yes.
Mint M&M's says a texture is their favorite. There is something about the blizzard. I don't know. Oh, we just got a flurry of texts about the Biscoff cookie blizzard that people love that one. Yeah. There's something about just the consistency of the blizzard, the fact that you feel like you can customize it. Katie, it's been popular for decades since they invented it, right?
Over 40 years old. So I think last year was its 40th birthday. So
wow, crazy. Throughout the Twin Cities, today is Miracle Treat Day. So you still have tonight. I mean, hot weather. Do you get more business on a hot night, or are people like, yeah, this thing's going to melt?
We get a little bit of both. You know, you get the people that don't want to leave the house because it's too hot, and then you get the people that want the Dairy Queen soft serve to cool down.
What is your favorite non-blizzard treat, Danny?
I like a butterscotch jelly bar.
Same.
Same.
I don't want to take a dump on the Dairy Queen treat with you guys in here, but I think the popularity of the jelly bar is a bit of a mystery to me, because you take that first bite, you're like, this is so cool. Crunch, candy, ice cream. And then you take the second bite and you're trying to catch the thing from falling all over your lap.
Eat it fast.
Yeah.
You got it. I'm not eating fast enough.
You gotta eat fast.
Dan, is that my problem? Do you have a favorite Dairy Queen? You guys brought some in. So
Yes.
Dan gets a bit.
The peanut butter parfait to me is legendary.
Yeah.
And you
Amazing.
talk about what must be most difficult to make. Getting the appropriate layering. That's a skill. And some places have it and some places don't. If you get the right Dairy Queen that can do that perfectly, perfect.
Texters are already like standing by. I can't wait for pumpkin pie. Don't do this to it. Let's not end the summer yet.
It's coming.
Get right to pumpkin. What flavors did you bring in today?
Today I brought you the s'mores blizzard treat, cotton candy blizzard treat, Oreo blizzard treat, and then also the new one that is actually starting this coming week is the caramel apple cheesecake.
Ooh.
So it's got a little fall vibe to it.
Nice. You know, Katie, years and years ago for TV, I went over to the Dairy Queen, like to the testing lab.
Yes.
Where they were creating new flavors. It is a pretty fascinating process where you have sort of chefs, you have food scientists trying to figure out, all right, these flavors are trendy, but are they going to last? Because how long does it take from concept to developing?
It depends on the flavor, but the s'mores blizzard, for example, took over 7 years. And just like the marshmallow chocolate piece in there took years just to make sure that was perfect. So there's a lot.
Because it's hard when it gets cold and in the ice cream. And,
it's an art.
All good stuff. Feel good when you get out there tonight. Get that Dairy Queen blizzard, and the money, at least $1 going to Gillette Children's, which does so much, especially what they do with really rare and challenging medical conditions. Their limb lab is amazing. They're just changing lives, and you can help out by having something delicious. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Katie Elfstrom and Danny DAZN'd from the West St. Paul representing.
Yeah.
So good to have you guys with us. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
That's DeRusha. 4:51. Back in just a minute here on Drive Time.
Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling.
Yes, great.
Future Kia of Bloomington.
All right, Jason here. And last night, I know you guys sometimes are like, how much pork can one man have? It's Jason from Minnesota Pork and our Minnesota Pork Partners. The answer is 2 nights in a row of pork for me. And it's because our local restaurants are doing so much with the pork chop. I had a killer pork chop last night at Black Duck in Northeast Minneapolis. And that celebration, there's a reason that chefs are putting so much Minnesota pork on their menus, and it's something you should be putting on the menu for your own family as well. If you go to tastewhatporkcando.com, you'll see recipe recommendations and suggestions, and you can search by a million different ways. I love this website because you can search by your cooking method. So if you're an air fryer user, which I love making a pork chop in an air fryer, it's so easy, a little salt and pepper. It's like less than 10 minutes. You're good to go. Grill. If you're crazy and you want to turn on your oven, yes, there are recipes for you there as well. But one of the things I love is that you can utilize ground pork and you can utilize pork tenderloin. And there are all sorts of cuts of pork that maybe you're sleeping on. Check it out. Tastewhatporkcando.com. 3,000 family farmers in Minnesota who say thank you and say, let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight.
Lisa Damuth, a Republic who delivers results.
And I love the fraud and waste.
To stop the fraud, you need a governor who won't back down. Lisa Damuth gets the job done. Lisa Damuth understands to make Minnesota affordable again, we must fight fraud.
We're going to use the backdrop.
This one.
behind you,
Okay.
so, yeah.
To create good-paying jobs for Americans, we must
Oh, we should grab Blizzard.
I led the way to end taxpayer funding
Business of ice cream is-
for illegal immigrants.
The transport is challenging.
It creates
right?
a lot of challenges.
fought the fraudsters. Now, Lisa Damus running for governor.
Yeah, there's ones
Let's
in the
start
freezer.
Minnesota comeback right here and right now.
You're bringing
PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by America's PAC and not authorized by any other candidate or committee. America's527.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal
Then I'll cut
vaccine
this video for you tomorrow morning.
Great.
So
is here.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
Thanks
more
for
likely to be
time
hospitalized.
for us
with
today.
pneumococcal
Yes, I
than
was
adults.
glad. I saw your email last
Yes,
week while I was
you were
in Mexico. I'm like, I'm
Right.
going to remember this.
Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just one dose. And millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain
Okay.
and swelling, fatigue,
There's
headache,
some in the
and
freezer if
joint
you don't
pain.
want to melt
For
it.
full prescribing information, please call 1-253-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist. I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Thank you guys.
Happy 50.
Sorry for making you the owner.
Insurance.
I
What you need.
would like to be corrected.
For sure.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Why pay full insurance when you can
You
customize?
should be the owner.
Switch to Liberty Mutual and they'll customize your auto and home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Highway 36 westbound at Lexington, get an accident off to the right side. Get ready for your slowdowns past Rice Street. Eastbound's a bit of a gawker slowdown as you come away from Cleveland Avenue. 35W northbound as you head toward the Forest Lake split. Got an accident off to the right side. Looks like there's injuries in this one. Again, everything's off to the right, but it is slow as you come up from County Road 23. You're going to find some slowdowns west 694 as you make your way between Silver Lake Road and 252. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Green here. I pray you and your family are always safe. But if there's ever a time where you need an advocate after an accident, let Mike Bryant of Bradshaw and Bryant help you. He will work with and for you in dealing with the insurance company. Call 800-770-7008 today. Bradshaw and Bryant, seeking justice for the injured.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Changes are coming. Chris Schaefer's CCO forecast. Rain showers possible tonight. Low of 70. Tomorrow, scattered showers. High of 77. Let's get those scattered. Let's get those rain. We need it. Saturday looks delightful. 85. Not so humid either. Same deal on Sunday. Right now in downtown Minneapolis, it is still pretty toasty out there. 87 on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
She knows what I think about, and what I think about. Just eyes, you find out.
I want to thank Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys seeking justice for the injured, for bringing us the weather forecast. Also want to thank Continental Diamond, continentaldiamond.com. Their time check is 4:57. I was just visiting the Continental Diamond website the other day. I like to check often to see what their Dan's laughing at me because he knows it's true.
100% true.
I have it bookmarked. The pre-owned watch inventory page. I just like to see what came in. Dan, is it time for me to get this pre-owned Rolex Datejust 41?
I think you've earned it.
A mere $19,900.
It's couch cushion money.
Yeah. It's good to be DeRusha, you know. Anyway, they're having a flash sale through the 1st. So 2 more days. So just get to the website or go visit them in St. Louis Park. We have a lot coming up in sort of a short show today. New allegations against the mayor of St. Paul and new questions as well I want to talk about what I'm really concerned about. The harassment side of it is one thing. There's a bigger concern that I have. So we'll talk about that at the top of the hour. And then data centers, too. Big news at the Star Tribune, selling their old printing plant to a data center. Is it time to chill out on data centers? Give them a break. We'll see. I don't know if there's anything more unpopular, which means, of course, DeRusha is going to say you shouldn't be so mean to it.
And Doug.
Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Let's make this summer your best summer ever. Jason here for Luther Kia of Bloomington, and Luther Kia Bloomington wants to upgrade your ride. Outstanding prices. $399 a month. Sign and drive lease offers on Seltos, Sportage, Nero, and K5. Get out of here. Plus $750 owner loyalty cash on the stunning Kia Telluride and the Telluride Hybrid. Best cars for the money on the market. Check out their brand new facility, now open at 35W and 494. Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Everyone worth hearing, everything worth knowing. News Talk 830 WCCO.
1029 HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul. From ABC News, I'm Wayne Cabot. The markets ignored a worsening war, expensive oil, and inflation pressure, celebrating a banner day for earnings having to do with AI. The Dow recovering 614, making back more than half of the losses yesterday, which were the worst in over a year. ABC's Christian Cordero with a tale of two tech titans.
While Meta, dropped significantly, Microsoft reported a 43% growth on things like its cloud business, beating expectations there. It also showed major growth in its AI assistant Copilot, which you've probably seen pop up on more of your browsers. It is the tale of two realities when it comes to AI specifically, and something this disruptive is undeniably, both things can be true. It is creating new growth opportunities while also impacting real people and leading to cuts in the workforce.
The two Republican senators blocking President Trump's attorney general nominee met with Todd Blanche today. Unclear if the senators, John Cornyn and Tom Tillis, got what they want.
They're really obviously caught up on that $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund. They want the Department of Justice to memorialize in writing to them that the fund will be dead, and also that IRS immunity provision of that settlement agreement, that so-called settlement agreement, will also be clarified, if you will, that it won't extend to a broader group of people outside of President Trump, his sons, and the Trump organization.
ABC's Catherine Faulders. ABC News meteorologist Leslie Lopez sees a scorcher all weekend out west.
The entire Southwest dealing with very hot weather. Phoenix 116 Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so several days in a row of extreme heat for the area. We could break records in Billings, Montana, along with Rapid City, Salt Lake City. And again, the hot weather even persists through Denver, getting hotter by the weekend, 101 degrees.
The CIA is aware of, but not about to comment on, more than 30 cyber attacks this week on water plants across Minnesota. Investigators looking into whether Iran may be responsible. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Partly cloudy, 88 degrees at 5:02. I'm Laura Oakes. Get those nut goodies or salted nut rolls now. Pearson's Candy Company in St. Paul informing the state today it is shutting down its plant and laying off approximately 80 employees at the end of September. They say it's due to a lack of financial sustainability to continue operations. Pearson's was founded in 1909 by Edward Pearson and his four brothers. It was sold to the Annabelle Candy Company in Hayward, California in 2022, but the St. Paul production plant on West 7th Street remained in operation. Drought conditions aren't getting any better in Minnesota.
The amount of severe drought nearly doubled from last week, according to the latest drought monitor. State climatologist Luigi Romolo says getting out of these dry conditions won't happen overnight.
That takes time. So what we're going to need is a persistent wet pattern over much of the state, where we're consistently getting, 1 to 2 inches above normal each week for, several weeks.
96% of the state is at least abnormally dry, with just over 3/4 of the state in formal drought status. Mark Fry, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Meanwhile, Minnesota Agriculture Commissioner Tom Peterson says they're watching the situation closely as more counties will be added to USDA disaster declarations, which would open up emergency loans for farmers. The city of Minneapolis has a new fire chief, though several city council members expressed reservations over a 2022 harassment lawsuit against members of his previous department in Connecticut. They ultimately voted to confirm Dr. Reginald Freeman. Councilmember Latricia Vitaw with a message to Freeman, who was not in attendance for the vote.
I will be paying close attention to how you lead, how you treat the men and women of this department, and rather you follow through on the commitments you have made. I hope you earn the trust of this council and the firefighters you lead and the people of Minneapolis.
As we heard on ABC News, Iran may have been behind this week's cyber attack on dozens of municipal water systems in Minnesota. The New York Times citing 3 anonymous state officials who were briefed on the investigation. The FBI also saying several clues point to Iran's involvement, including Tehran's recent interest in targeting the U.S. water supply, and that the attack appeared focused on disruption rather than financial gain. Hundreds flocking to the Eden Prairie Community Center today to get a peek at hometown hero Jackson Blake and the most hallowed trophy in pro sports, Lord Stanley's Cup.
The line to see the cup and Jackson stretched around the building. How long have you been waiting?
2 hours.
Really?
I know, it's actually pretty incredible.
I've been here for an hour and a half.
But once they got inside and witnessed everything in person, it was worth it.
Oh, electric. That's was pretty amazing.
It's like a very fun and amazing moment. It's like really big, and it's like my hands are shaking.
For his family, the scene is surreal.
It's a special day, not only for us, our family, but for the whole city of Eden Prairie and especially the rink.
It's crazy. I can't believe that this is real right now. I'm so proud of Jackson, and yeah, it's so fun to see all the people that we grew up with.
In Eden Prairie, Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
In WCCO News Time, it's 5:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
36 westbound near Lexington, crash off to the right side. Get ready for your slowdowns coming in from Rice Street. 35W northbound approaching the Forest Lake split. Injury crash on the right shoulder. Traffic is slow as you come up from County Road 23. Charlie West 94 jammed up. 169 heading out toward Weaver Lake Road. You're also going to find some slowdowns north 169 Excelsior Boulevard as you head to 55. 494 northbound. That slows between Highway 62 and 394. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Type JTR on your computer for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, and more. Serving the Twin Cities Metro. For a free estimate, visit jtrroofinginc.com.
JTR, roofing and siding, that's who we are.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by JTR Roofing. Some rain on the way. With the latest, here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
The rain to the west moves over the Twin Cities overnight tonight. We'll fall back to 70. Scattered showers possible tomorrow. Steadier rain early, light showers in the afternoon, and then moving out in the evening. 77 will be the afternoon high. This weekend, it's pretty glorious. Sunny and 85 both weekend days.
Mostly cloudy right now, 88 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Asking better questions, getting better answers. News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha, fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
Well, we're still riding high around here after that Twins win. It is crazy when you are down 3-0 at the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, you load up the bases, and then a grand slam.
Now shut up and drive.
Baseball, man. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. Glad to have you with us. Glad to be the home of the Twins. You heard the game right here on CCO. Do you want to hear the call again? It makes me happy. Dan, I feel like as a Twins fan, you don't quite know what to do with this season. They're a 500 team. You expected them to be terrible. They have been thoroughly enjoyable. And it's hard to beat a grand slam home run with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the bottom of the ninth.
And the pitch swung on and hit high in the air. Deep right center field for Cody Clemens towards the big wall, and it's gone for a game-winning grand slam. And Cody Clemens has fulfilled the prophecy, and the Twins walk off the Royals for the second time in 3 dramatic days. All hail King Cody at home plate as the Twins win it 4-3.
Pretty great moment. You can't beat it. And we don't know what the Twins are going to look like in a couple of days, right? I mean, the trade deadline is Monday. The activity could start as soon as Sunday. Last year it was all on trade deadline day that we saw the team just ship out so many players.
I mean, it technically
can
start any minute.
Right.
We've seen a few minor trades get worked out, and there's obviously some major trades that are looming out there. Tariq Skubal with Detroit is probably the big prize that people are keeping an eye on. But yeah, as you get down to that deadline, pressure builds and teams start wheeling and dealing. And yeah, we saw 10 different trades on trade deadline day last year. That was just incredibly wild.
And looking at this series against Kansas City, which going into it, you're like, Royals not that good. But the
not
Twins,
a good record, and their best player, Bobby Witt Jr., MVP candidate, on the injured list. But they'd won like 7 out of 10 coming out of the break. So,
but if you watch these 3 games, you would feel like the Twins got their hats handed to them.
I mean,
there was no offense.
Yeah, their bats were quiet all 3 games, except for the 9th inning of the first game and the 3rd game. But it's baseball. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Sometimes you score 10 runs and you lose. Sometimes you score 1 run, you win. It's wild. So
it's pretty crazy.
And it was a fun finish to today's game.
But things could have been drastically different going into the trade deadline if they dropped today and if they dropped the first game in the series.
I mean, Jeremy Zoll had come out Tuesday and said, we're buyers.
Well, he said that.
Well, you can change your mind, but if you're going to come out and say that on a Tuesday, especially given the context of the situation the Twins are in, changing your mind 2 days later would be a really bad look.
Yeah, man, it's not stopping the Twins in the past.
I mean, again, it's not an absolute concrete barrier, but either way, they won 4 out of the 6 games on the homestand.
Pretty cool.
Can't argue with that. They're at a 500 with a chance to get above 500 for the first time since April. The American League, they're just a couple of games behind Chicago. They're in the mix for the wild card, and the team desperately wants to get fans back. Well, you do that by adding players and trying to generate excitement. So it's going to be a very interesting weekend for Twins territory.
The ongoing drama in City Hall and in police headquarters in the city of St. Paul has generated a lot of chuckles, right? Everybody's getting their laughs in about the Wiener Wednesday text that the mayor of St. Paul sent to a police officer, reportedly an officer that is in her security detail. And in and of itself, that text message, you could easily dismiss that as, well, I was just joking around and gosh, I'm sorry it didn't land. And indeed, that is what the mayor, in her first public statement really about this yesterday, that is the message she was sending, that she was sorry that her efforts at humor didn't land. Now, more and more accusations are dripping and dripping and dripping. Headline in the Pioneer Press that just published within the last 15 minutes. St. Paul Mayor Herr can be rollicking, personable, inappropriate, according to accounts. Star Tribune with the story just up this afternoon. New allegations of inappropriate behavior surface against St. Paul's mayor. Now, all of these accusations are going to land in that sort of gray area of, If you want to support the mayor, you can say, well, I can see where she was just trying to, pal around and she was trying to fit in. It's a police officer sort of world, right? And she just wanted to fit in. There are two things that concern me about this story. One, in Minnesota, when someone files a serious complaint against a police chief or a mayor, nobody finds out about it. It's not immediately reported. It's not required to be reported. It is absolutely rife for cover-up. This report, this accusation, this investigation, and the hiring of an outside police or outside investigative firm dates to the first week of April. Even St. Paul City Council members are saying they did not know about this. That is BS. And I am sick of these investigations going on without, at the very least, the elected city council members knowing about what's going on. Second, man, the police chief of St. Paul and the mayor of St. Paul must hate each other, right? Because what you have happening is the chief of police using his name as the official complainant, and he said it was to sort of protect his officers. And that statement, the fact that the chief got so fed up with something that by April, she was just sworn in January, right? By April 1st, he's filing a harassment complaint that alleged harassing behavior, this sort of text message, and then we're going to hear more and more and more, including conduct at the gym. I mean, all this stuff is so skeezy. But you would think that the chief and the mayor maybe could have worked this out in some way. But the fact that 3 months into her administration, you're going to this? Now, Channel 5 reporting right now that the chief of police in St. Paul sent a letter to the staff and said it's important that we respect the process, refrain from speculation until all the facts are known. My fear is this, and it's not about like, oh, was she joking when she was talking about Wiener Wednesday? Was it this? Was it that? I think we all can agree that the mayor of St. Paul needs to have a communication process that reflects her office. She is the chief executive of St. Paul. She should not be joking. She does not need to be a buddy. She doesn't need to be one of the boys. There are accusations involving locker room. That's the new accusation that's in the St. Paul, that's in the Star Tribune, that she made vulgar noises in the police gym. Like while she was stretching out, she was making sort of moaning type sounds. Isn't this all very Al Franken-like? Like it's reminiscent of the accusations against Al Franken. I remember some article in City Pages years ago that was complaining about how Al Franken was like groaning while he was jogging in his condo complex. So some of this stuff, I look at it, I'm like, well, individually, this is not that serious. Taken together, you're like, what is going on here? My broader concern is about a working relationship between two people, right? And part of the reason I think people elected Mayor Herr is because of a sense that the former mayor, Mayor Carter, was not as engaged on sort of the nuts and bolts issues of the city that people wanted. People were sick of the petty crime. They were sick of the fact that they weren't getting a response from the police department, or not the police department, from City Hall. And the new mayor came in, and it seemed like there was going to be a greater focus on cleaning up the streets and cleaning up the crime. And in fact, starting on Monday, they'll be cleaning up a homeless encampment. All of these things to me felt positive. But don't you get the sense you're like, man, these two got to hate each other? That has me concerned, because how do you have a functional city if the police chief and the mayor don't work well together. It's a strong mayor system. The chief reports to the mayor. It's very concerning to me. That is the bigger issue that I worry about. And a lot of this stuff, I will tell you that it makes me miss the days of having a gossip columnist. Remember when CJ worked for the Star Tribune and you had a gossip columnist, and I know plenty of media members did not like the fact that there was a gossip columnist, and they didn't like what CJ was doing and blah, blah, blah. And I was on the receiving end of some of her negative coverage, and I was on the receiving end of some of her positive coverage. But don't you kind of want to know like what the real story is? Because you get the sense that maybe there's more to it than what's being reported. How did things fall apart so quickly between the chief and the mayor? And bottom line, are these two able to kind of get over it and work for safety? There's no indication in the months that have been in between the time that this complaint was filed and the time that this became public that there's been anything other than excellent police work. You know, you had that horrible workplace homicide, that workplace murder at the apartment leasing office that was solved within a couple days.
The graduation shooting.
Graduation shooting happened. I mean, a lot of stuff happened in between, and the police in St. Paul are going about the work of policing in St. Paul. So that is a good sign to me, but it's a red flag, don't you think?
Well, it is, and there's a practical concern to it, right? I mean, you talked about the comparisons to the Franken situation, which was, again, accusations coming drip, drip, drip,
drip, drip, drip,
until it just became no longer tenable for him to be able to serve because everything he wanted to talk about or try to do turned into a question about these allegations. And that's the risk that you're running into with the mayor here. Is she said, today that, she's going to stay in office while the investigation is complete. And she thinks by the time the investigation's done, they can wrap this up and move on. But if you have more allegations and more allegations and more insinuations and more things coming, eventually it gets to a point where she can't function in the job anymore. Yeah. And it just becomes, there becomes no choice to it, because no matter how badly she may want to stay in the job, no matter how badly her supporters might want her to stay in the job, if nobody else is willing to work with her because of all of these allegations, she can't function in that job anymore.
Now, she has said to the Star Tribune late this afternoon, the way this is being portrayed in the media does not reflect what I understood. I'm disappointed. I was invited and brought into their space and culture, and now this is the outcome. So you sort of get that sense of like, that's going to be her defense. I don't know if that's good enough for you or good enough for St. Paul, but we talked yesterday about the report that she approached a female deputy chief in the locker room. And they had a conversation about her breasts. She complimented the deputy. I mean, this is all just so like, all right, let's break. Star Tribune data center. I would like to ask if there is a way to reset the emotion around data centers, or are we just in straight on, we hate data centers and we don't want to listen anymore? Where are you on data centers? 651-461-9226. Drive time back in a minute.
Drive time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Man, this time of year, do you really want to list your house on the open market? It's Jason here for my friend Chris Lindahl. You know Chris, the Arms Out real estate company. You see his billboards, and you may have noticed many of his billboards, instead of his arms wide out, you have his arms holding a big red check that he's presenting to a Twin Cities area homeowner. And why so many people are taking a big red check is because this has been a very difficult environment to sell your house. Now, not everywhere. Some of you are in red hot zip codes with extremely updated homes, and your home is in demand. For you, I don't know that the Chris Lindahl real estate team would recommend the guaranteed cash offer. And in fact, they have a free smart seller guide right on their website. If you want to go down the road of getting some guidance as to which way you should go to chrislindahl.com. But there are lots and lots of us who are not in hot zip codes, who do have homes that haven't been updated over the last 10 years, that maybe have too much stuff in them that you just don't want to deal with. The guaranteed cash offer makes so much sense for so many of you. It's easy. It offloads the stress to Chris and his team and gets you money and certainty. See if it makes sense for you. No obligation when you go to chrislindahl.com.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you wash that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, no, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Lisa Damuth, a Republican who delivers results.
And I led the charge in rooting out billions in fraud and waste.
To stop the fraud, you need a governor who won't back down. Lisa Damuth gets the job done. Lisa Damuth understands to make Minnesota affordable again, we must fight fraud. Lisa Damuth knows to create good-paying jobs for Americans, we must stop payments to illegal aliens.
I led the way to end taxpayer funding of health care for illegal immigrants.
In the legislature, Republican Lisa Damuth fought the fraudsters. Now, Lisa Damuth's running for governor.
Let's start our Minnesota comeback right here and right now.
America's PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by America's PAC and not authorized by any other candidate or committee. AmericasPAC527.com.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
Fundamentally, a non-traditional approach to talking about, learning about, and exploring the day's news.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
I can feel something heavy on my heart. I can feel something tearing me apart. I can
Republicans and Democrats agree. They hate data centers. I've never seen such quick coalescence around one opinion across the spectrum. I believe it's driven mostly by well-intended fear, because these are reasonable things to be afraid of. If you put this big data center in, you're worried about, well, some people are worried about natural resources. Is it going to be too much of a strain on the power grid? Is it going to use too much water? Some people are just generally worried about AI, so we don't like that. Some people don't like that you're hoovering up all of this acreage and not providing many long-term jobs. And I think all of those are reasonable things to be concerned about, but I think it's become a hysteria. Like if a data center is coming, people are acting like the plague is being introduced into their community. I think we need to be smart about it. We need to be smart about it. And I believe Minnesota could create a really strong part of our economy around conscientious, responsible data centers. And I understand that when I say that, a little bit it sounds like, Jason, you're saying clean coal. You're saying less kind of cancery PFAS. Like that's sort of what it's. I get it. I understand. And I don't want to mortgage away our natural resources in exchange for a quick hit to our economy. And these things are coming whether you like them or not. And I worry that the negative attitude about them 5 years from now, we're going to look back and be like, oh, we missed an opportunity. Star Tribune had its printing plant, and it's in the North Loop. I will confess, when I was thinking about the cool things that could happen with the 13-acre piece of land, the huge piece of land, right smack in the hottest neighborhood in Minneapolis, data center wasn't high on my wish list for things that I want. And I do think Minneapolis needs to be smart. And when there is an opportunity for jobs, for economic development, and the way that this Virginia-based data center developer wants to do this gives me a little bit of optimism. And I'm asking where you are on data centers at 651-461-9226. And maybe I'd be curious to know what your objection is. Because I suspect the reason that so many people have such strong opinions is that objections are all over the place. And you can find reasonable, and these are reasonable things. I'm not saying it's something that we shouldn't be concerned about. I am saying that I think most people aren't necessarily concerned about what the reality is. They've just decided this. It's just over. The company that's buying the Star Tribune former printing plant is the same company that bought the Sleep Number building in downtown Minneapolis. And the plan for the Star Tribune site is to have a data center as well as housing and retail around it. And so it's not going to be like one of these mega data centers. Like the Sleep Number building has 30 megawatts by comparison. The Star Tribune site, they expect about 20 megawatts. But 20 megawatts is a lot of data. I don't know. You may as well call it a gigawatt and throw it in the flux capacitor for me. But you can generate a heck of a lot of money with a data center like that, and then use those profits to build housing, to build real estate. I think this makes a heck of a lot of sense. And I hope people don't just immediately put up the freak out flag on this, because those two words, data centers, the bat signal goes up. Keep the text coming. We'll share some of your thoughts in just a minute. Also coming up, a countdown clock is about to show up on a downtown St. Paul building. Is it a countdown to a data center? I hadn't considered that. We'll discuss that when we come back to you.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Global smartphone demand was down in the second quarter, with industry researcher Omdia reporting a 4% sales decline, with a shortage of memory chips weighing on the supply chain, as well as higher component costs for manufacturers. Despite the overall trend, Apple and Samsung each saw stronger sales, with Samsung taking 22% of the market and Apple 20%, a record high for the iPhone maker. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Only one more day to take advantage of 20% off on all medical grade sunscreen at Tureen Dermatology. It's Jason here for my friends, my dermatologist, my buddy, Dr. Mohiba Tureen. She is the best, and her team is unbelievable. If you need to upgrade your sunscreen, and this is UV Safety Awareness Month, the reason there's 20% off is because of that. Get to TureenDermatology.com right now, and you go to the little menu at the top of the page and click on Store. When you get to Store, you'll see that July special, 20% off on a bunch of their sunscreens. Now, I just took this face sunscreen, SPF 46, UV clear. Just took that to Mexico. And what I love about the sunscreens at Tureen Dermatology is that when you put it on, it doesn't get all like greasy. You know how the sunscreen, a lot of people just don't wear it because it doesn't feel good. I wear sunscreen on my face every day, and I find it's way more palatable to use these sunscreens. Now, they also have a spray sunscreen, and it's not aerosol. So you kind of you spray it. I don't know how it works, but it doesn't like aerosolize all over the place, which I like. And you just rub it in. I thought that was great too. Check it out online. 20% off is awesome. Get it today. Get it tomorrow. Tureen, Tareen, dermatology.com.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you the goods with the hit of the summer, Guys and Dolls. You got your delicious dinner. You got your great show. Heck, you got free parking. Such a deal. Guys and Dolls, it's hilarious, romantic. Hit tunes like Luck Be a Lady and Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat. This is the high-rolling hit musical for the whole family. And it's your lucky day because I'm going to tell you how to score these tickets. Visit chanhassendt.com and you will hit the jackpot.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Drip Drop is a doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams, Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. Head to dripdrop.com now and use promo code RADIO20.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. No, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Things are slow for 35W, essentially both directions between the crosstown and I-94. Traveling south 35E, got your slowdowns there, Wheelock Parkway. Toward 94, north 100, watching the slowdowns as you come up from Highway 62 to 394. Sherry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jordana Green here. I pray you and your family are always safe. But if there's ever a time where you need an advocate after an accident, let Mike Bryant of Bradshaw & Bryant help you. He will work with and for you in dealing with the insurance company. Call 800-770-7008 today. Bradshaw & Bryant, seeking justice for the injured.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast time brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys seeking justice for the injured. Let's get the latest from Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Finally, some rain to talk about. It's moving from west to east. We'll see some steady rain overnight into tomorrow morning. 70 the overnight low, only a high of 77 tomorrow. The scattered showers will be heavier early in the day and then clearing out in the evening. Saturday and Sunday look really nice. Sunshine, highs in the mid-80s and not too humid.
Right now, it is still pretty toasty out there. Downtown Minneapolis, 88 on CCO.
Your daily detour into sharper conversation. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Can you blow my mind?
All right, we've been talking about data centers. The Star Tribune selling its 13-acre site. I hope they get a lot of money for it because they're raising the rate on my subscription again. I got that email the other day. But they're selling it to a company that wants to put a data center in there. They're going to put some housing and retail also. We don't have all the details on that, whenever the words data center are mentioned right now, you just see people kind of go crazy. Texters say we hate data centers and don't want to hear about them anymore. Another says, let's put a data center in downtown Minneapolis and downtown St. Paul in one of the vacant buildings we have. It would be a great retrofit. We have talked with some developers about that. It's not always that easy because of the weight of the floor, the weight of the equipment, the weight of the floors that you need. But and the political reality, right? Like, are the city councils of these two cities going to approve it? But I agree. I do think I think vertical warehouses has to be part of the future of what we're going to do with our downtown space. Light manufacturing, why not? Why aren't we roasting coffee and creating cannabis products or doing whatever in some of these buildings? It's just not all going to be, it's not all going to be offices, right? Jason, people are more concerned with the environmental risk versus the technology gains. I feel like we're in a good space for technology right now. I don't know how much more technology will help me or how much more I need. Yeah, I think that's a great text because that really is how people feel. But we never know that we need more technology, right? I mean, I saw a video on TikTok the other day that was like from 1985, someone telling somebody else, like, someday we'll have cell phones where you'll be able to see the other person while you talk to them. And the person was like, well, why would I want that? Well, I'll tell you, this morning I had a meeting where I was still wearing my robe and I did not have the camera on for that particular meeting. I have no concerns. This is progress. Progress is good, says a texter. Another texter, seems like data centers are the new nuclear power plant. Everybody wants the value. Nobody wants it in their neighborhood. Yeah, lots of good text coming in. It's not our job to investigate data centers. It's the data center's job to tell us why it's not bad for our water infrastructure, electrical infrastructure, and noise pollution. I agree. I think they are trying to tell you that, but do you believe them? No. And so I do wish we had better, and we've tried on this show to get better, like third-party information, but it seems like everybody's in the pocket of one side or the other. Like, who is the independent voice that you can trust? What they're telling you about data centers isn't sort of dictated by what's lining their pocket. Downtown St. Paul, one of the most iconic buildings in 3 hours, is going to have a big countdown clock on it, a 7-day countdown. Counting down to what? I had some questions about that. And so I want to play you this interview we recorded during the Twins game about that. Tonight in downtown St. Paul, there's going to be a big countdown projected on one of the most significant buildings in the downtown core that, when I first talked about this with Dan Cook, he was like, I don't get it. Why is this a big deal? I'm like, I think this is a big deal for downtown St. Paul. So we brought in Joe Spencer, who is with the St. Paul Downtown Alliance. Joe's the president of that group. As we're talking about the building with that big red First on top of it, the First National Bank building. Joe, explain this to Dan Cook. This is a big deal, right?
Listen, Dan, this is St. Paul's most iconic building. I mean, if there's ever an icon that makes you think of St. Paul distinctly and uniquely, it's the First National Bank building. It's not only the kind of historic red light that we all remember from the days when that used to be lit up, but it's also just the grand interior of the building. I mean, it couldn't be more beautiful, iconic, romantic. It's a beautiful building. It has a new owner, and starting tonight, we're gonna start to see a countdown to some new things, I guess, on the horizon.
So there's a little bit of mystery about this, and that, by the way, that red First, that has not been lit up for a while, has it?
No, it went through, I remember maybe 15 years ago, it got sort of relit with LEDs and it could change colors.
Right.
And that seemed like it lasted for like 10 minutes before it somehow broke down. Under Madison Equities, it never really got fixed. And so that's been dark for a lot of years now.
The Downtown Revival Trust that has been sort of buying up some of these sort of abandoned downtown buildings. Jamie Rand is not from Minnesota, but he has gone all in on trying to, refurbish and bring back to life some of these downtown buildings, right?
Yeah, I mean, having a guy from out of town come in and recognize, like, holy cow, we've got some of the most beautiful buildings around, and he was able to get them again because we're at the beginning of a new cycle, a new market cycle. So he was able to get them for a great price. He bought the First National Bank building, and then what some people call the Great Northern building, and others just call the 180 East 5th Street building. But two really iconic historic
gorgeous.
buildings.
The bones are beautiful. The inside is disgusting because it's been sort of neglected and abandoned, right?
Well, again, I mean, in order for these buildings to stay nice, you got to invest in the maintenance, and you got to invest in the management and keep things up and keep them clean and all those things. And a lot of that work fell off over the last number of years under the previous owner. That's part of the reason why we're in kind of the fix that we're in with some boarded up buildings. And like I said, the beginning of a new market cycle. Jamie Rand got in at the ground level, and I think he's excited about the opportunities ahead for downtown St. Paul and these beautiful buildings. And so it's great to see some new money coming into town and investing in these beautiful buildings.
So the countdown, like there's going to be a big public event like next week, but we're going to relight this thing, right? Like, is that what we're counting down to? What is the countdown to?
So it's what I have been interested in this projection, like kind of projecting in general for quite a while. There's a really sophisticated version called projection mapping, where you can turn a 2-dimensional wall into 3 dimensions and do some really cool things. But there's a guy I met in town who's kind of into that. This is a much more simple thing, but what you're going to see on the north wall of the First National Bank building is a 100-foot projection of a countdown clock. So that alone, I think, is just kind of exciting and hopefully build some buzz.
But to what? What are we counting down to?
We are counting down to 0 is what we're counting down to, Jason.
This is not an answer. You're not going to tell me what the big reveal is going to be.
I'm telling you, it's going to be a countdown, and we're very excited.
I do love a countdown. I'll tell you what. Like,
you know what? Also, I do know that when we get to 0 on whatever the night that is, next Thursday, I guess.
Yep.
In Kellogg Mall Park, there's a kind of a party being thrown for anybody who wants to stop by and kind of watch whatever's going to happen, watch it together. So from 7 to 9 in Kellogg Mall Park, if folks want to come out and do this together, whatever it is, you can do that in person with your neighbors out at Kellogg Mall Park.
All right. I'm excited to see what the reveal is, but the bigger picture is being excited to see some activity coming back and new ownership and new life to some of these buildings in downtown St. Paul.
Amen, brother.
Yep. Very good. Very good. All right, Joe Spence. If I read about this in the Pioneer Press before you guys tell me, I'm going to be ticked. I'm just telling you right now. I mean, this is my neighborhood now.
It is your neighborhood. I'd be shocked if anybody knew before you, Jason.
Okay. Joe Spencer, explaining what the big numbers and the big graphics people are going to see in downtown St. Paul as that countdown starts tonight at 9:00 on the First National Bank building. Joe, thank you.
Thank you so much.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Livia absolutely changed my life. It can change yours as well. It's Jason here for Livia. For nearly 20 years, they have been changing lives of so many people throughout Minnesota. And the question is this: what do you want to feel like? What do you want to be? How do you see yourself? You know, I learned that healthy living doesn't have to mean giving up the foods you love. Livia helped me lose 45 pounds. And almost 4 years later, I've kept all that weight off. And how did they do it? How did I do it? Well, they don't believe in one-size-fits-all solutions. I started with Livia's nutrition program. You know I love to eat. I love going out to eat, but I learned how to make healthy choices that fit that lifestyle. Today, weight loss is just part of the equation at Livia. They offer personalized nutrition, medical weight management, GLP-1 support, metabolic health services, healthy aging programs, and more. So if your goal is losing weight, Livia. If your goal is improving your energy, Livia. If you just want to feel your best, Livia. They can help you get there. The first step is easy. It's a free metabolic health assessment. Your chance to meet the experts, talk about your goals, find the approach that is right for you. So do it today. Don't wait. Livia.com, Livea.com. Schedule your free metabolic health assessment today.
Join the discussion.
I think it's important that our voices are heard.
That's going too far. If you can dish it out, you've got to be able to take it.
Have a different take? Call in.
I think you need to look at everything from both sides of the table.
Go for it, not with my tax dollars.
I have so many feelings about this.
And government can't fix that for you. Hello.
Got something to say? Say it here.
That's the viewpoint from a lot of us on rural Minnesota.
News, views, and you. News Talk 830 WCCO.
You know that feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD, and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Go to minileaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, minileaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. And tell them Jordana sent you.
Some Berufka's customers choose between style and comfort by spinning around fast.
Our Classics in Motion collection bridges that gap.
Built in Texas with plenty of fabric and leather options.
The 3-seat sofa is Craftsman Direct priced from $61.69 or $258 a month for 24 months.
It makes my head spin.
Oh, Jim. Berufka's. No gimmicks, haggling, or hard to understand pricing. In Woodbury and Burnsville. Berufka.
Decidedly moving.
Sometimes historic events suck. But what shouldn't suck is learning about history. I do that through storytelling. History That Doesn't Suck is a chart-topping history-telling podcast, chronicling the epic story of America, decade by decade, from the 18th century to the 20th. Original music and immersive sound design accompany us on our storytelling journey. Listen to and follow History That Doesn't Suck, an Odyssey podcast, available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Update is brought to you by Verizon. An accident working for 35E northbound as make way toward County Road J. May have cleared out of the way. Traffic remains jammed up those who come up from Highway 96. Watching slowdowns in South 35E, Victoria Street to Randolph, or actually all the way down toward Shepherd Road. 494 eastbound slows as move between Highway 3 and Highway 61. Verizon business experts love small businesses, so they come directly to you on your schedule. Real experts and members of your community learning firsthand about your unique business needs with expertise tailored to you. Make an appointment with a Verizon business expert. Go to verizon.com/book today. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast from Gutman Law, wills, trust, and probate at gutmanlaw.com. Tonight, chance of rain showers. Let's do the rain dance for sure. Let's hope for it. Low of 70. Tomorrow, scattered showers, which it's a little less promising than it sounded like a couple days ago, but let's hope we get some rain. High of 77. Weekend looks glorious. Mostly sunny Saturday. I'll be at the Minnesota United match Saturday night. 85 as a high. Perfect. Right now it's 88 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
I think that's a recipe for chaos.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
I'm picking out this dress, trying on these shoes.
We would love it if you would subscribe to our podcast. We upload every segment of our show every day. So you can listen to an hour. You can listen to the whole show without all the commercials or the weather and the traffic. Great as you work out in the morning or work out at night, or pretend to work out in the morning or pretend to work out at night. But you can find it wherever you find podcasts. Just search DeRusha. That's probably the easiest way to get there on Apple Podcast or Odyssey or Spotify. And, of course, we're broadcasting on YouTube as well, so you can get clips there. I've been putting clips on the WCCO Facebook page, so lots of different spots for that. Huge stuff been going. I have a little bit of FOMO, Dan. Last night, after I left the station, I was playing a game that you suggested, because you were playing the game looking out the window here. Are they a Twins fan, or are they going to the Olivia Dean concert?
Seemed pretty straightforward.
It was not it wasn't the, it was like the sale of the century, as that would be to game shows, meaning very, very simple game to play. But then today I'm seeing all the videos of Olivia Dean's show, and the reviews have been amazing. And then Chris Stapleton out at the Mystic Lake Amphitheater, right? Also really good reviews on that show. Just lots of stuff going on in town. Lots of concerts. But the biggest event, the main event going on in downtown Minneapolis over the next several days, and really starting Saturday, but you're going to see some frenzy this weekend, is this SummerSlam wrestling tournament. Now, I loved wrestling tournament. Do you like that? I call it a tournament.
Sure.
I don't know jack about this, okay? When I was a kid, I loved watching wrestling, but my family, we weren't paying for like the pay-per-view of WrestleMania. So I never saw that. And we didn't get WrestleMania, right? This is like we got the consolation
It's the
prize.
SummerSlam, which is
What is
WWE would try to tell you that this is the second biggest. Now they don't call them pay-per-views anymore. Now they're premium live events. So this is their
So you gotta
second
pay for
biggest
this?
PLE.
Okay.
No, if you have the ESPN app, it comes with that.
Oh. All right.
International viewers that have Netflix, you can watch it there.
And-
so maybe if you're somebody that doesn't want to pay for the ESPN app and say you buy a VPN and use your Netflix that you already have to watch it internationally, I'm just saying some people might do that.
Most of our WCCO radio producers are
wrestling fans in one shape or another. Yes.
Right.
Yep.
And are you going or not?
Yes. I wasn't going to, because I was
Yeah, I
mad
thought
that we
you weren't gonna
didn't.
go.
I was mad that we didn't get WrestleMania, and SummerSlam really isn't their second biggest one. Their second biggest one is the Royal Rumble, which comes in January. We didn't get that either.
We got the third,
but kind of, yeah.
we
You
got
know,
something.
We got something. I wasn't going to go, but then they've been having trouble selling tickets, and so they've got
price.
this deal now. So, well, it's for local folks. They have this J Jets. They use Justin Jefferson in a commercial and say you do J Jets 20. You could get. I got lower bowl seats that would normally, or a seat that was normally $130. I got for less than 50.
Oh, that's
so I got
great.
one for each night. So for less than $100, I was able to go to both
That's
nights. of this thing.
terrific.
Yeah. So
That's
it was just
fun.
too good of a deal to pass up for somebody that's a
Oh
fan,
yeah.
So.
And how long is the show?
So I think the event starts at 5. My guess is it'll be done 9-ish. Usually it's about 4 hours a night.
When you think about downtown, are people going to be dressed up?
Oh yeah, you'll notice it. Even tomorrow, you'll see a bunch of it because at the convention center is their WWE takeover. So all the superstars will be over there doing photo ops and all that kind of stuff, and there'll be plenty of. It's like a fan fest. So you'll see a ton of people downtown tomorrow for this thing. Yeah, it's a big event for downtown.
I think it's great. This is how downtown survives right now. We need events, and we need a reason for people to come here. And why not? Why not? We'll try to have a guest on about something about the nonsense going on tomorrow. Continental Diamond time check. It's 5:57. Time for us to get out of here. Henry Lake. Is it Henry in next? There he is. Henry Lake, it's going to be wall-to-wall wrestling talk on CCO.
All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back to school